Are you on the Constitution? Sheriff?
The what, Mr. Dennis?
Are you on the Constitution?
Yes, sir.
We don't. If you was on the Constitution, why did you refuse to accept a complaint attempted to be filed by me, called in your office 2 or 3 times?
Mr. Dennis, remember everything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
I'm under the Indian authority.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, since this being recorded, the United States has been dissolved. The courts, the police, the whole 9 yards has been dissolved. I'm under Indian authority. That's who have authority over me. Not expired, dissolved corporation. So this your refusal to accept my complaint, what resulted to this day in Jacksonville, Texas. You will not accept a complaint. Sheriff, I called your office and I talked to you personally.
All right. Peace and blessings, all praises due to the Most High. And I'm going to show you the rest of that court appearance of Bobbty Michael Dennis, who is being charged with allegedly shooting a sheriff deputy in Jacksonville, Texas. He was on a manhunt. They finally found him, and this is his first appearance in front of the magistrate. Now, if you don't know, I've talked to his nephew, and they said that he had filed numerous complaints on this white female officer who just so happened to come up to his home saying that he had a warrant, and then she attempted to engage him. And then they're saying that, he fired upon her 20 times while she was running away, fired against the dog. We don't have any proof of that because they are not showing the video cam footage. But what I do want to highlight is Mr. Bobbty Dennis's assertions in this court proceeding, which I'm going to talk about after you watch it. But, this has been the subject of many conversations that I've had with people of the United States. And in this case, you're going to hear him talking about being under the Indian authority. People under United States failing to recognize these courts that we are forced to be in, or when we sign our consent to these, we are forced to be in, that we really don't have to sign consent to, according to, what the brothers are telling me. I've never tried it because, I've kind of not seen it work in its totality. But listen to what Mr. Dennis is saying, not only about how he had filed complaints against this officer several times, but also how he is refusing to recognize these people's jurisdiction over him. And this video is fair use for literary and commentary purposes. Shout out to JLR Investigates for getting this footage. Just watch.
Up on the 22 USC 912. Are you familiar that the United States corporation has been dissolved, Sheriff? Under 28 USC 912, and the police officer acting under the corporation of the United States vacated his oath and is acting.
Remember, everything you say can and will be used against you in court of law.
According to 28 USC 912, any police officer acting under the corporation of the United States vacated his oath and is acting in an individual capacity as an illegal security guard operating under an illegal government. In a non-constitutional court, in proceedings, do not have the authority, and it's arbitrary. I am a sovereign American Indian. Therefore, this court do not have jurisdiction. So I'm requesting to be brought before an international court with jurisdiction, custom, and I'm protected under unit drift and A drift.
Mr. Dennis, the arraigning judge will visit with you here in a second.
The judges are dissolved by the presidential notice to the patrons on January 4th, 2025. Are you familiar with that, Sheriff?
No, sir.
Well, it is. And I ask that you look into it. The corporation is dissolved.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The courts, the police, the judges, the sheriffs, all haven't been dissolved. By President Donald J. Trump, before Attorney General Pam Bundy. So you're acting illegally, unlawfully. So what 5-0 consent have you been given authority from? Because this is an illegal government. And the rest has been ordered by the president himself because of this breach of office. So I do not consent to these proceedings. They are illegal and unlawful. If you're not, we are under common law 1776 as defined under Magna Carta 61. Are you recording this, sir? It needs to be recorded. Yeah. So, Sheriff, you're acting illegally and unlawfully because all departments has been dissolved. January the 4th, 2025. And I'm an American Indian. I'm not under the same laws, rules, regulations, and codes and policies that you are. And that is not law. Not only have you committed treason, you've been found guilty of crimes against humanity and war crimes. Now, our corporation do not have authority over natural human man. It's Penhollow versus Don Administrator. Also, Rodriguez versus Donovan.
Mr. Dennis, will you please stand up? Please stand for me.
My back is stuff messed up, man.
My help, okay?
That's all I'm gonna go. I stand what? I'm not before no
Stand right there. All rise.
Your Honor, you're aware that the United States Corporation has been dissolved by the President on January the 4th, 2025, and that I'm American Indian and you have no jurisdiction over my... No corporation has jurisdiction according to Penhollow versus Don, and also Rodriguez versus Donovan.
Okay.
So you've been found guilty of treason by the courts. And,
Mr. Dennis, you're Bobbty Michael Dennis?
I do not consent to these proceedings.
Okay. I have to go. I am Judge Domini. I'm going to go ahead and read your rights.
I do not consent to these proceedings because the corporation has been dissolved, ma'am.
Okay, I have to read your rights to you by law, okay?
I do not consent to these proceedings, ma'am, because the corporation has been dissolved January the 4th,
I'm gonna
2025
go
by
ahead.
President Donald J. Trump.
I'm going to go ahead and read your rights to you, Mr. Dennis. You have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You have the right to have an attorney present prior to or
Object.
during any questioning by peace officers or attorneys representing the state.
I object to be,
You have the right to
I
remain
refuse
silent.
consent.
You're not required to make a statement. Any statement made by you can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to stop any questioning or interviewing at any time.
I'd like to stop it now because you don't have any
You
authority
have the
over
right
me,
to
ma'am.
have an examining trial if you're accused of a felony.
The corporation is
You have the
dissolved.
right to request appointment of counsel if you cannot afford counsel.
Do you not understand that the United States Corporation is dissolved up under 3002-1580?
Do you understand those rights
No, I
that
do
I
not.
just read?
I do not.
Would you like for me to
I still
explain to
do not
them again?
understand because I'm under God's law, not the laws of man now.
Okay, you have the right for an attorney if you cannot afford one. You have the right
I do
to
not understand, ma'am.
request an attorney. You have the right to stop any question at any time.
I'm attempting to stop it because the United States Corporation has been dissolved, ma'am, by the President on January the 4th, 2025. That will be a Saturday.
Okay.
And also, you being a corporation do not have
Okay.
a rights over a living natural man. I am a living natural man, ma'am. That's under Penhall versus
Mr.
Bond
Dennis, I
Administrator.
am by law reading your rights.
Are
I'm
you-
going to go ahead and tell
Are you,
you.
do you have the authority
I'm going
from
to
the
go ahead
Indian
and tell you
Authority?
what you're being charged with, okay?
I do not understand
By
or
law,
consent.
I have to do that, and I'm going to give you your charges,
You're not under
okay?
constitutional law, ma'am, so...
Interfering with public service animal, state jail felony, you have a bond in the amount of $100,000.
I do not understand. I do not
Attempted
get
capital
consent.
murder of a peace officer, that's a felony 1, and it's a $1 million bond set on that. Obstruction or retaliation, felony 3,
Object.
$150,000 bond. Another obstruction or retaliation, a felony 3, a $50,000 bond.
I
And
object,
there is
Your
a
Honor.
federal
I don't-
hold on you for a federal
I don't
offense.
understand. Well, up under 28 U.S.C. 912 said any police officer acting under the corporation of the United States vacate his oath and is acting in a individual capacity as an illegal security guard operating under an illegal government. This is what this says.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to request an attorney, or do you plan on hiring an attorney, sir?
No, I do not give consent. This corporation has been dissolved again,
Okay.
and that
I will tell
this is
you
an
at
act of
any time,
treasons.
sir, at any time, if you do not hire an attorney, you can request that the
I do
court
not
appoints you an
consent
attorney.
to a dissolved
Okay.
corporation.
I do need you to
All
sign your...
judge, I will not sign anything
Okay.
because I am American Indian, not under your jurisdiction. Who
Okay.
give you authority,
So you're
ma'am?
refusing to sign your
I
magistrate's
do not
warning?
understand, ma'am, who give you
Okay.
authority. The courts and
Okay.
judges have been dissolved
all right.
again, January the 4th, 2025. I do request the Attorney General Palm Bandit be appointed. I do request that.
Okay.
And I request that the American Indian Authority be notified as well to you having been charged. And I'm protected of my unidrift and A-drift.
Okay, Mr. Dennis, that's all I have for you to tell you today.
Do you all in regards, there must be a grand jury indictment, not by information as according to law, course
Okay,
of law,
you're
up
not-
under Constitution.
I'm not holding a trial right now.
No,
that
it
you'll
doesn't
go to
matter,
court
but
on that,
that's in
okay?
the warrant to be for
I'm
arrest.
just the judge, the
You're not even a
magistrate
judge. All
that
been
reads you your
dissolved.
rights to you, okay?
I'm not under
All
your
right.
jurisdiction.
Mr. Dennis, you
Okay.
can go ahead and return.
All right, and so we can stop it there because, people will look at Mr. Dennis and think that he is talking crazy, but everything he said makes absolute perfect sense. He says, I am under God's law, not man's law. You have no authority over me. And you see, he kept saying, I do not consent. I will not sign because, as my brothers tell me, the sovereign brothers, the Moors, they tell as soon as you sign, you are consent until this illegal authority. Now, what do we mean by illegal authority. These white people came over here. They killed the Indians. They gave them smallpox blankets. They killed the buffalo so they couldn't eat. They signed papers and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Then they said we wasn't going to do it. And then they reneged on it. So all of this, like he said, is illegal. These guys came over here, robbed, pillaged and plundered and killed and stole and murdered. But now they're going to set up a system of government that favors them, and gives them authority and jurisdiction over other human beings. And so that is, what my brother was saying. He said the Constitution has been dissolved January the 4th, 2025 by President Trump. Now, I have not looked into that. I have to do that, after this video. But he does start at reading the statute. When the police officer vacated his oath, acting in the capacity of an illegal corporation, which America is a corporation, and they're acting as an illegal security guard for an illegal government. Now, you also heard the officer interrupt him. Hey, anything that you say can and will be, used in a court of law. Now, neither him nor that judge, neither the officer or that judge refuted anything that he said. Pretty much they just ignored him and kept on with their illegal proceedings. Pretty much I'm white and I say so. All of these human rights and everything that you're saying, we're going to hold our court, and this is what you're going to abide by. But, Mr. Dennis was firm. He said, look, this is non-constitutional. This is all illegal. You have no authority over me. I am a sovereign American Indian. You have no jurisdiction. Take me to the international court, because this Constitution has been dissolved by President Donald J. Trump, 2025. You are an illegal government and you have no authority over me. He said, I am not under your law. I'm under God's law. And you see, when the judge came in, the same thing, ignores all of his things. Are you aware that the judges have been dissolved? Are you aware that you have no authority? Are you aware that I am a sovereign citizen? Are you aware that, this corporation doesn't have authority over me? I'm a natural man. This corporation doesn't usurp authority over me. Take me to the international court. And all of that makes sense because, once again, man is under God's law. This puppet, unjust, corrupt, criminal system of government that we have, of course, that we have, was all set up by evil men. The same evil men who came over here and killed a whole genocide, committed a whole genocide against people. So, shout out, I know a lot of my brothers, want me to talk about this, and this was the perfect time because, once again, this man said, you refuse. And that's the most important part of this situation. He said, look, I filed complaints through your system about this officer harassing me. And it's been documented by his nephew that this woman, has been known to harass black people. And I released that video earlier. You can go back and watch that. And the other videos of how, their story doesn't make sense. So she was just patrolling the neighborhood. Oh, there goes Mr. Dennis. He has a warrant. Let me go arrest him. After a complaint against you was just dismissed the previous week. And you're going to come and try to arrest him for retaliation. So, Mr. Dennis is an example of somebody who knows what he's talking about. The American Indian. This happened in Cherokee County in Texas. So the American, quote unquote, Indian does have a different status. That's why, they, have their own, reservations and their own police in certain places and things like that, which I haven't delved into as well. But when we're talking about these laws and rights of sovereignty and, all those sound well and good when these people don't have a gun and have you in handcuffs and saying, okay, well, according to the law of Texas and blah, 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 you're going to be sentenced to such and such and such, So I haven't really seen it work well enough for me to implement in practice. I know I've seen videos and I've seen police stops and everything, but I've also seen videos and police stops where people are still taken to jail. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this act of defense against the system of oppression that we are under. But, the main part of this is, Mr. Dennis did file several complaints against that officer that he allegedly shot, and those complaints were ignored by, these people until, as he said, that situation happened. He said, we wouldn't be here if you wouldn't have ignored my complaints. But y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole sovereign citizen narrative in the comments. You see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings. The scripture says all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Who keep the people informed with stories abroad from literary work where the narrative's wrong. The research is always on point, the commentary is hard. It's Rich Teller raising the bar. Follow along, shout out to FBA, still FTP, big up NFAC, and all my black families. There's three sides to all stories, which one you gon' believe? We run down on the false prophets when they come to deceive. 100% urban world news, current events. We don't like them lies. Media is biased, we got God beside us, ladies and just as power. If you don't know why now, look around, we the darkest hours. Cops squeezing hammers, cause they don't understand us. We stop and freeze with our hands and kill us off like cancer. Don't speculate before the facts on the case. Telehouse set them straight, my brother Rich investigates. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long. And they're fed up. They become disenchanted. They become disillusioned.